Something I frequently get asked is, how long will it take for me to see progression in my jiu-jitsu? Another one is, why do I feel like I'm getting worse? I'm going to use an example of little Tim and Big Frank. The reason I'm using this is because it was two very different stories, tell a tale very similar to most people's story. Look, this is Tim on the right and Big Frank on the left. You can see there's quite a big difference in size. Both work at a gym together, constantly rolling around on the mats, and Big Frank is basically just always beating Tim. So Tim joins a jiu-jitsu club, mine, because he wants to start getting better at jiu-jitsu and being able to beat up Big Frank. So I made this graph to further explain the progressions. Little Tim is the blue one and the orange one is Big Frank. Week 1 is when they're grappling at work, and in week 1 Frank is obviously a lot stronger than Tim, so Frank is beating Tim. Frank is on 10 and Tim's progression is 0. Week 2 is when Tim decided to start jiu-jitsu. Now in week 2 he's trying to implement new things and it's causing a deficit in his training. His level's actually gone down, and in week 3, 4 and 5 it's actually started to increase, where in week 5 he's now past Frank. This is where Frank really had a decision to make, because Frank now starts getting tapped out by Tim. He decides to start doing jiu-jitsu himself. Turns up to jiu-jitsu and he's doing kind of well. He's out muscling the guys, and then he starts learning a bit of the technique, and while he's trying to put that technique into his game plan, he finds it really difficult because his progression starts to go down as well. He starts getting really annoyed and he's getting worked up. He comes to me and he's like, Jack, look, I've been training now a couple of weeks and I feel like my jiu-jitsu is actually getting worse. So I said, stick with it, see how it goes in a couple of weeks, and I'll try and help out with a few bits here. And then these techniques starts getting better, and he starts getting more progress with his jiu-jitsu. His level goes up, Tim's level's going up already from before. And after about 10, 11 weeks, they're kind of on the same level, and now they're really good training partners. So yeah, there will be peaks and troughs in your training, but that will happen. Just keep at it.